Hi, I'm Paul from Veloworks. It's a beautiful, frosty March morning. Come and join me as I tackle Dartmoor and South Devon on my Brompton the easy way. So I've just arrived at Newton Abbot, having taken the train from Temple Meads. I'm on the Brompton. As you know, it's super easy to travel by train. The plan today is to cycle from Newton Abbot to Morton Hampstead via Bovey Tracy, where I'm hoping for a nice little coffee. I'm going to stay the night with a friend, and then I'm going to cycle back the way back to Newton Abbot and get on a little train to Dawlish, and I'm going to cycle up the coast and I'll be near in the Exmouth area. I'm going to be predominantly using or only using Sustrans routes, which are predominantly, I think probably 70-80% are going to be traffic free. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a lovely way to see Dartmoor and South Devon, traffic free, hopefully no stress from cars, and just a nice bimble. There's no time pressure for anything. I've got a nice late train tomorrow, so come join me and see how I get on. So first fail of the trip, early into it, the route was blocked by some barriers, just temporary ones, but the Sustrans route, but no diversion or any signs. So I cycled a little way along it and I've come across to quite a flooded area. I don't know if it is a river or if it's meant to flood or not, but I presume that train track you can see there isn't meant to be doing that. So I'll have a little figure out and see how I can get past all of this. Let's go. So I figured it out. Back on the path, a little bit of a diversion. Sustrans routes are great, and definitely around cities there's more locality of volunteers, so they kind of keep on top of them. It's unfortunate that I didn't have a sign, but we can't have a world with signs everywhere. Plus I wouldn't have got to see what was going on down there. I don't think I've ever seen a train track hanging over water before, so that was interesting. So I figured it out myself, a little bit on road, but that's all right. And now I'll carry on. Hopefully it will be a little bit easier to navigate.
is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world.
Here we are, not far from Morton Hampstead, in the middle of the Dartmoor countryside. Great ride so far, about 4 miles to go. Little bit of navigation round Bovey Tracy and things like that, but you expect that. So there's one question I'm sure some of you are asking: why do this type of ride on a Brompton? Well, just look at it, it's beautiful. I mean, I've got bigger wheeled bikes that are at home looking at me, waiting and asking, when am I going out on a ride next? But I always come back to the Brompton. This type of ride would be easier on a bigger wheeled bike. For me, it wouldn't be as fun. I've had my Brompton, some of you all know, for 10 years. I've done loads to it in terms of upgrades, especially at the back end. So we've got like a titanium seat post, we have a square wave spring and a titanium rear end. It's a super comfortable bike and I absolutely love it. It's super practical. For me, getting the train, it's a lot less hassle than with a big bike. I did have a train booking today for my bike, but it's just so easy to put it into the racks. And for me, I just love small wheel bikes. My love for small wheel bikes, I came from Sarah's granddad who had a few, and I started riding them, and he gave me a bike Friday, and I just love their simplicity, especially the Brompton, that's so easy to get to so many places. Once you really become a true Bromptoneer and love it, you can't understand why you lean more towards that than other bikes. I mean, like I said, this trip would be better on a bigger wheel bike, but there's so many elements that just make sense. So what I'll do now is I'll just take you through my little setup and what I love about the bike, and I'll talk as I go through the bike and just point out a couple of things, and maybe it make you understand why I love riding this bike. So the Brompton I have here is a 10-year-old P6R. So P are the handlebars, 6 is the gears, and R is the rack. The rack is super useful. Someone said to me, why did you do all this titanium at the back and then keep the rack? Because it's heavy. The rack's too practical. Today I just needed it to put my waterproof on because there's no room in my bag, because I've kind of gone lightweight because I'm staying with a friend. It's got the integrated lights, so I never need to worry about lights, even though I do take a secondary pair, but that light just there lights up in front of you. It's brilliant lit, absolutely brilliant. I bought this bag with it, super practical. I've got all my stuff in here today. I can stay lightweight because I have trousers that I can relax in the evening and cycling, and the same with the shoes. We've got 2 handlebar positions. I have my quad lock there, so for navigation I just simply put my phone in. It's a little bit restricted because of the brake, but it fits in there really well. Also, when riding around London the other week, and places where you feel as though you might be a little bit more vulnerable to theft, it hides it nicely and doesn't point it out. I've got my bottle holder, I've got 2 hand positions, and it's just such a comfortable bike. I've made the rear end really comfortable, so it just soaks up all of the bumps, and it is my most comfortable bike. I love the step through. I love the fact that you don't always feel really that you have a bike in front of you. Well, sorry, not in front of you, beneath you. It's just so light, and I just feel as though it's almost become a part of me. Now we have a nice plane going over. Hopefully you can see that. And the carrying system's good, so the front rack's really easy. This bag's 10 years old and it's had not been abused, but it's been used and it's still good to go. So for me, it just makes a very practical transport object, or and to pair it with trains and this type of riding where there's been hills, but it's not super hilly. Even Brompton can do hills, you just have to train yourself to do it. But it's a real nice leisurely way to see an area. So this is why I have used my Brompton, and I feel as though I've done so many rides recently with trains and all through the winter that I feel as though really I'm probably going to just become a one bike type of guy. There's bikes I won't get rid of because there's no point getting rid of. If I need them in the future, I will use them. But tractors just going past, as you would expect in Devon. Wait for that to go and then just enjoy the countryside. So yeah, I may become a bit of a one bike guy just because the type of riding that I've been doing, this just makes me so happy. And for me, that's what riding's all about. So we'll carry on to Morton Hampstead, but I'll leave the chat for today. We'll do a little bit more riding, and then I'll catch up with you tomorrow as I head back the way I came to Newton Abbot, and then on to Dawlish, and then on to Exmouth. So I'm not long off Morton Hampstead, and on second thoughts I thought I'd better conclude today's video. Otherwise I might, 1, get in trouble with Sarah, and 2, it makes sense to talk about tomorrow. So I've cycled from Newton Abbot to Morton Hampstead, and tomorrow I am doing the reverse. So you don't need to see that section, but tomorrow I'm going to get up, do the reverse, jump on the train from Newton Abbot to Dawlish. So what I'll do is I'll meet you tomorrow in Dawlish and we'll take it from there. Today's been great, all the nice tick boxes for me. I've been on my Brompton, traffic free riding mostly, I would say probably 70%. Glorious day, coffee, cake, excellent, just loads of tick boxes for me. So thanks for watching for today, and I'll see you tomorrow in Dawlish. See you then. And just in case Sarah is going to put this into 2 videos, day 1 and day 2, thanks for joining me on day 1. If you have any comments, please let me know, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in Dawlish on day 2.